How will the Hymn of Heaven tour differ from other tours? Well, for one, different songs. That's a huge difference, right? We got Hymn of Heaven, House of the Lord, Battle Belongs, His Name is Jesus, 1,000 Names, It's Always Been You. The list goes on that we're going to draw from for this tour and sing with you all. Cannot wait. It's going to be so fun with the band and lights and special guests. That's another way this tour is different. I've never been on tour with Josh Baldwin, who's with me on all of these 30 plus dates across the country through 2022. But also we're going to have a special guest every month. January, it's going to be Naomi Rain. February, Mac Brock. March is a special guest. We're going to announce, if you're watching this before we've announced it, March, April, May, June, every single month is a different special guest. And every single guest, from Josh to Mac, Naomi, and beyond, has led me personally into worship. I love them as worship leaders and as friends. And so really, I hope everybody who comes out is blessed by them. But I want to be led in worship by them because I just trust their leadership and I love their songs so much. So I cannot wait for y'all to be with us. Man, what is my favorite song to perform live? Does it have to be one of mine? Can it be Goodness of God or Great Are You, Lord? Or Oh, Praise the Name? But for my own songs, man, you know, I like writing all different types of songs, from worship songs even to like love songs that usually don't find a home anywhere for my wife or whatever. But I really deep down, I feel called to be a worship leader and to provide my church and maybe churches at large with new prayers to sing together. And so whatever songs hit that target the most, you know, like even still I've sung it 1,000 times, but this is Amazing Grace and Great Things and Living Hope, Battle Belongs, House of the Lord. These songs that have found, it's like more people around the world, which is crazy to say, but more people in churches around the world, they know the title, This is Amazing Grace, way more than people know who Phil Wickham is. And that's kind of the goal for me. And it's such a huge honor. So whatever songs people are singing together, whether I'm a part of it or not, those are my favorite to perform live. Favorite tour memory, man, there has been a lot of tours over the years. I don't look it, but I'm 62. No, just kidding. I'm 37 years old, so I have been, and I've been touring since I was 21. So, you know, over 15 years of at least 1 or 2 tours a year. I would say though, kind of a benchmark tour, and shout out to Crowder. At the time, it was David Crowder Band, took me out on tour right when I released my second record called Cannons. And I was still a new artist on the scene. I think I was barely 23, and just really didn't know if I was gonna be doing what I was doing for a long time, or if I was gonna just kind of go back and be a worship leader at a church after I tried the artist thing. But that tour and releasing Cannons and singing these songs with people in these incredible venues, like that whole tour was in, I guess we call them neutral venues. They weren't tied to any religion or faith-based community, no churches, not even Christian colleges. It was all like House of Blues and Hammerstein Ballroom in New York and the Tabernacle in Atlanta. So these incredible venues and people packing in there to see Crowder, obviously. And then I got to get on stage and play some songs with my acoustic guitar. And it was the first time I'd been outside of like California, my home state, where I didn't feel like everything I was doing was brand new. But I was like, I remember thinking, how do people know these songs already? I would start singing songs like Cannons. It goes, if you don't know it, you are holy, great and mighty. It's a worship song. The crowd would sing with me. And I remember thinking, I think this is happening. I think I might be an artist for a little bit. And which is a good feeling, especially as a young 23-year-old, just trying to make it, you know, and make it happen and follow a dream and follow a passion and try to follow God's calling in my life. So kind of that whole tour with Crowder. So thank you, Dave, for trusting me with those 25 minutes on stage and believing in me. I owe you 1 or 2. Love you, dude. Outside of music, what's my favorite thing to do on tour? I love to eat. Anybody else love to eat? I love to drink coffee. Anybody else love to? So I'll wake up. So the buses, if you've never been on a tour bus, we're all packed in there like sardines. It's like, it's 12 bunks in a bus, as well as like a little kitchenette and a little place to hang and all that. But the bunks are stacked in 1, 2, 3. So 6 on one side and 6 on the other with a little pathway to walk down. But when I wake up my little bunk, which I've actually come to love now, my little home, one of the first things I do is get on this app called Yelp. You probably know what Yelp is, but if you don't, it kind of lets you know this crowd-rated, it's publicly rated things in the area, so you can like see what do people put as the #1 coffee shop and the #1 Mexican taco place or the #1 Indian food place. And so I'll literally get on Yelp and just get excited about where we're at. Sometimes the best coffee you're gonna find is at a Dunkin' Donuts. No negativity towards Dunkin', but sometimes it's all you got. And other places you might show up and like there's like a bunch of baristas all over the place just trying to battle for #1 spot. But we love getting coffee. We love eating. And then honestly, I have a very, very polarized love-hate relationship with jogging and running. Getting out and taking that first step on a run, even after I've done it for a while, is always like a battle. But once I'm out there, I got my headphones in, that's where I listen to like Bible studies and podcasts and pray for my family. And I even weirdly write songs while I'm out running. I'll listen to voice memos. So I like getting out, getting away. That's like my alone time. And it's also a great way to figure out where I'm at and understand the city and town. So eating, coffee, maybe a jog once in a while. What's my favorite song off the album Hymn of Heaven? That's a tough one. I'm bad with favorites just in general. People ask, that's a normal thing. What's your favorite Bible verse or what's your favorite season? But man, favorites are always hard because Battle Belongs, I remember when that song came out, in the writing session and just being so excited to have this new prayer to sing with my church. And I knew there was something special there. And then it was written before the world changed from this pandemic. And then so once the world shifted, it's like, man, maybe this song is for people in this tough time, losing jobs, losing loved ones. And so we put it out and it just felt like God gave it for this moment. And it was so sweet. And then it kind of felt a similar thing, but in a different way with House of the Lord and with Hymn of Heaven. There were like the right songs for the right moment. And then when we released It's Always Been You, we were debating what song to release at that point because the record hadn't come out yet, but we were releasing some songs before the record came out. And we thought, man, maybe It's Always Been You is the right one, but you never know. But you try to just follow the Spirit. And I remember the day after we released it, I got a direct message in my Instagram account from a young man in Australia that said he had run from God and knew a little bit about Jesus, but had run from God, hadn't been going to church for years. And he was planning on taking his life literally that night. And he loves music. And he went to a playlist on Spotify. Maybe it had something to do with hope, or I don't know how he even found it. And then It's Always Been You had been added to that playlist. He said, I listened to that song 2 times and 3 times and 4 times. He's like, and then through that song, I just felt like God was speaking to me that he sees me and he's with me. And I decided to not go through with my plans. And then we released the song on Friday, and Saturday was when he heard the song. And then Sunday, he said it was the first time he went back to church in years. And that song and the message and the Spirit working through it saved his life. And so I remember being in tears reading the story and just thanking God that he uses people like us to do things that we love, whether it's writing songs or being a mom or dad or a teacher or whatever, selling insurance. But we're involved with people's lives and we do what we do. And the end goal for us as believers is not to get the plaque on the wall or the award or to see the bank account rise. I mean, those are all nice things, I guess. Those are nice things, but really the end goal is seeing Jesus face to face, and knowing that we chose to make the most of our time here in the few little choices we have in our lifespan, And so anyways, that's a tangent to say I don't know what my favorite song is, because I would say every one of them now that the record has been out for about half a year, has a story like that. And it makes him my favorite. But then I think of the next one, oh, that's my favorite next. So, don't know what my favorite is. What artist would you love to do a tour with in the future? I don't know. What artist would I love to tour with? I've been doing this for a while, so I've been on tour with quite a few. And I'm happy to say that like every artist I've been on in one way or another, there's personalities and all that, but there's so many amazing people out there, you know? I love Mercy Me took me on my first tour, and they're still champions of what I do and become friends. Going out with Chris Tomlin on the Worship Night in America tour was a benchmark moment for me, because I grew up like just singing Chris and just singing Chris's songs and just thinking like, man, what an anointing this guy has in his life. And I learned about leading worship from him and Matt Redman, and who we've now been part of songs together, and Dave Crowder taking me out. So many others. I mean, I remember going out with Leland, and just our friendship's still going right now. Brandon Lake and Pat Barrett recently, going out with Josh Baldwin soon, and being on a Bethel tour and writing songs. I mean, there's just so many. No one's perfect, and we got to have grace with each other once in a while. But there's just a lot of good people, and I'm so honored to be included in this world of artists that write songs about and for Jesus. What an honor. And so who would I want to go with the future? Man, I guess I haven't gone out with Elevation yet, and those guys, that would be so fun, because I love those dudes. I haven't been out with any Hillsong crew yet. Joel, what's going on, bro? I'm waiting for that text, dude. Joel, come on, Houston, what's up? Need that text from. I wonder if it's hard for Joel to like see his phone because he's so tall and his arms are so long, though. Just kidding, bro. That was for you, because I know you'll like that and you'll ask me out on tour, or at least to write a song. What is God teaching you in this season? What is God teaching me in this season? Oh goodness. What is God teaching me today? There's just so much life happening around me. I've got 4 kids, an amazing wife who's my best friend. Church community that's so special, Light Church in Encinitas, California. 2 dogs, bunch of friends that I love to write songs with and hang out with and be really bad at surfing with. Not them, I am. And it's just all of them. If I've got eyes open, it's like every day it's something new to see about life and about how I can grow and about what I should be thankful, how I can be thankful, and bigger ways to understand God, deeper ways to understand God. So what is God teaching me in this season? I think it's been that constant struggle in this life, in this day and age, and in what I do and how busy life can be. So I say all those things. There's lots of amazing things going on, but to make margin in my life, to not be in a rush, and to see my relationship with God not as information gathering only, not as like, what does this Bible verse say, and what can I learn and what can I grow, but to see more so, let my knowledge come out of a place of not information but relation, and coming to the scriptures and my time with God and my prayer life, with the goal to relate, to have a relationship, to grow in my love with just being with God and letting him speak to me, instead of just like, what's the verse for the day? What does it mean for my life? I'll write it down. Here's my prayer, or what do we need to? But really investing in more time and margin in my life to let God have a relationship with me, I guess, because I know He wants one with me, and He waits with patience and grace and gentleness for us to give Him a moment to speak to our lives, to give Him a moment for Him to tell us how much He loves us, give Him a moment for Him to inspire us for the call that He has on our lives today. And it's just so wild to me sometimes that I can go through life forgetting that the maker, creator of the universe, who has all my best intentions at heart, and amazing plans, exceedingly abundantly beyond what I ask or think, that sometimes I just forget to give Him margin, to plant those seeds of the dreams that He has that are so much better than I can dream, and the vision that He has, and the ambition that He has, and the thoughts that He have, to plant those seeds in my heart, just with saying, God, can I be quiet with you for a little bit? And would you speak to me? And would you remind me of who you are? And would you tell me something I need to know? And I guess that's what the question is what God is teaching me in this season, but I guess I answered what I'd like to grow in this season, and that would be it. After a tour ends, what do you look forward to most when you get back home? After a tour ends, what I look forward to most is coming home to my wife, who has been largely single parenting 4 kids through homeschool and dance classes and tennis classes and taking dogs for walks and meal planning and cooking, and just single parenting, to coming home and saying, I'm home. The tour is done. Because I get in tour head even when I mean, it's still nice to come home in between tour stops, but like, maybe I'll have a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come home Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, have to go away again. That Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm in such tour mode still, and I've got to do laundry, and it's like hurry up and get all the errands done. That's almost like sometimes it feels like I wasn't even home, and I have to leave again. And so it's at the end of the tour. It's like, sweetheart, thank you for your grace. Thank you for believing in this calling with me. But let's be faithful now, as much as to our first calling, which is home. Home is the prize. Home is the reward. Home is the goal. And so I'm just so thankful that God gives grace, where God calls us into places that are stretching. When I think we are moving in His Spirit and make decisions, not out of fear, not out of selfish ambition, but decisions out of, I think this is what God wants us to do, then God always supplies the grace, even when it's tough. And so me and my wife are involved in every decision that I make as far as touring and leaving. And that's what we found. If we're a partner on it, there's grace in the middle of it, even when it's a tough moment. And like all you guys know, especially you parents, you plan as much as you can for things to be balanced and right, and then stuff comes up, and the car breaks down, and the kids get sick, and whatever it is. And so just praying for continued grace as we go through this tour. But that's my favorite part. Honey, I'm home. That's from something. What is that from? I don't know. But yeah, when I get to see Mallory and say that. Well, I look forward to the Hymn of Heaven tour. Whenever you're watching this, I still haven't left for the tour yet. I actually leave for the tour in real time in 2 weeks. I cannot wait to start this tour. Like I said before, there's a different special, there's Josh Baldwin's on the whole tour with me, but there's a different special guest every month. Naomi Rain in January, Mac Brock in February. We haven't, in real time, released who's going to be there in March, April, May, June, but I'm so excited about these special guests. The shows are selling, they're almost all on the way to selling out, which is crazy and a huge honor and so exciting. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, go to philwickham.com/tour. Make sure there's a city somewhere near you, 2, 3, 5, 6, 10 hours away. Who cares? Just make the drive, make the flight. We want to see you there. It's going to be so fun. Josh Baldwin. We got Naomi Rain from Maverick City. We've got Mac Brock in February. All these other special guests. This is going to be crazy. My whole band is there. We're even going to have some lights and stuff too, if you care about that. Fun lights and all that. So it's going to be amazing. Cannot wait. Hymn of Heaven tour. We'll see you there.